Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I have got my second design using the Nail Team glitters of the week, the jigsaw glitters. Again, I'm using the neon mix, but for this one I'm using all the colours. So to see how I've created this one, please keep watching. So I'm working on Danny, my Elena hand for this design, and from the Gems acrylic range I will be using Crystal Clear. I am also going to be using a little touch of Blakely. This is a rainbow glitter from the Irresistible collection, and of course the Neon Mix jigsaw glitter, the star of this show. So for this one I've decided to go straight in with Blakely, no thin clear base, because with this, the clear acrylic to stick the jigsaw pieces down and then encapsulating, I was trying to avoid unnecessary bulk. But if you were working on an actual client, I would recommend something underneath that you've got to file back to for a redesign. I am just doing a very thin sort of layer, almost a wash of Blakely on the index finger, the middle finger, and also the pinky. It is just for a little bit of sparkle in the background. I wasn't overly worried about full coverage, I just wanted that little bit of glitter interest. So on the index and the pinky I'm doing sort of the full nail, and on the middle finger I just sort of faded it out towards the tip. I'm really working this thin. I am almost sort of washing, painting it on to avoid adding any bulk. On the ring finger, which I will be starting in a moment, I'm not doing any glitter because I didn't need any glitter in the background, because I'm going to do a full puzzle nail. So I have tipped out some of my puzzle glitter on my paper towel. I find it much easier when working with shape glitters to tip them out onto my towel and pick them up that way. So start off, I've just done a little wash of clear acrylic just at the cuticle. I've literally just washed it on. And I'm starting off with my first few glitter pieces, so one in the middle, and then I've done one either side, making sure it fits sort of, you know, with the sticky and inny bits of a jigsaw piece, you know, the shape of a puzzle. And I have just cut that blue and yellow piece to fit around the cuticle slightly better. And now I'm going in with my little bit of plastic just to really push and hold that down in the acrylic. Then another little block of clear acrylic for my wash, and I'm going to do the next line of glitter. You could do more than a line at a time. I just chose to do it so I could really press it and stick it down, and so that the acrylic didn't sort of set too thick, because that's when you run the risk of filing into the glitter after encapsulating. So I'm continuing this pattern. It is time consuming, I'm not gonna lie. I have sped this up, but real time, you know, it does take a little bit of time. I wouldn't recommend doing more than one nail on each hand if you were doing a client, but it's just going to continue doing this. So I'm using my wet brush to pick up the glitter from where it is on the paper towel. It's so much easier than dipping into the pot, because you pick up multiple pieces which you know I don't want, and it's just a very small wash of clear acrylic just to stick it down. Sometimes I would use glue instead of acrylic and just sort of do a couple of dots of glue, stick on the pieces, then do sort of the next row like I've done with this, except using glue. You could also do it using sort of a gel base coat, or even sort of a gel glue, but that's a little bit thicker, and then sort of flash cure as you're going. but I'm doing it with acrylic for this one, but I want to keep it nice and thin. That's why I am stopping after every row to get my little bit of plastic, really push the glitter down into that acrylic, pull that plastic tight underneath so the glitter curves to the contour of the nail, and also make sure it is really stuck down. Now sometimes when you put the plastic on, the glitter does slip and slide a little bit, so I just sort of using my nail just to edge it back into place, but I wasn't worrying if it was not perfectly fitting into the bit next to it. And yeah, I'm just doing this right to the very tip of the nail, not worrying if there's any little bits hanging over the side walls, or even when I get to the free edge. I started at the cuticle so that I can get that nice neat cuticle line, because it's easier to trim it away at the free edge than it would be at the cuticle, so I prefer to work from the top down. So any little bits of overhang at the end, I would just snip that off once I know it is all fully stuck in place. Not a perfect fit towards the tip of the nail. I could have sort of cut a couple of pieces in half before sticking it on to fit at the end, but I just went in with a full piece of glitter and trimmed it once it was fully stuck down. It's a bit fiddly cutting him individually, you know, holding it. You want to get a pair of tweezers. So I'm just a little bit of plastic on that very last puzzle piece, and that's that full nail all done with glitter. It does need encapsulating, but I'll be doing that at the end as always. So on the index finger, I'm just going to do a few random pieces of glitter just in the middle of the nail, similar to how I did in the previous video, just doing a few. This is why I wanted that glittery background, so you could see that through any gaps. Sticking it in place and then using my plastic again. That blue piece moved far too far for my liking, so I had to slide it back into place and go back in. It is showing a fair amount of that base nail free edge. Anyone who's watched my videos on a regular basis know I do prefer to have that hidden, but as this was quite a clear nail with just those puzzle pieces, I knew that that line wasn't going to be completely covered, and for once I wasn't overly worried about it. So just added a few more puzzle pieces. I wasn't worried if these weren't sort of interlocking, so as you would fit a puzzle together, they would just sort of randomly on. Gone in with my plastic for one final hold. You want to really pinch it underneath to help those puzzle pieces just curl to the shape of the nail. And then on the middle finger, I'm going to do more towards the free edge where I didn't put any of that glitter. So just doing a few pieces, stick it down, a few more, stick it down. I wouldn't recommend doing something like this on a really hot day, because you'd probably find the acrylic sets a bit too fast. And you know, you want to have a bit of time to do it and a little bit of patience. Something I've got lots and lots of. Time, that is, not patience. So just finishing off the middle finger, and then on the pinky I'm going to do exactly the same as what I did on the index finger and just randomly place a few glitter pieces. So I'm just going to shut up and let you watch that final nail. So my puzzle pieces are all in place, and I now need to encapsulate in clear acrylic, make sure all of those pieces are fully covered in clear acrylic. I've got all my structure of the nail. I will trim off any overlap or overhang at the free edge and the side walls before I encapsulate, and then I'm going to file to shape. I want to make sure I've got enough clear acrylic so I don't file any of that glitter away. And here they are, all freshly filed, and all the puzzle pieces are still in place. So we are going to give these a good wipe over, get rid of any little dust, fluff, anything that might be left on the nail. I've kept this at real-time speed for a change, just making sure they are in properly, and also going to give a nice wipe underneath of the 3 nails where you can see a bit of clear from the tip. And now we are coming in with Miss Tina Top, my absolute favourite top coat in the world, and I'm going to top coat all of these nails. The puzzle or jigsaw glitter was the focus of this design, and I didn't want to take away from that, so I chose not to do any crystals or anything like this on the design. You could, but I've chosen not to, so I'm just doing a nice coat of Tina Top on all of these nails, and I am swiping my brush underneath where I've got that slightly clear tip. And then once the top coat is applied on all of these nails, I'm going to pop in the lamp for a 60-second cure. I would recommend, if you've applied the top coat underneath like I have, to flip the hand, or get your client to flip the hand and cure again, so that the top coat on the underside is fully cured as well. And then this design is all done. It's completed, and that is the second design of the week, or my second design of the week, using the jigsaw glitters of the week. It's similar to my first design, but instead of just using a few of the colours, I have used all of them and done just a little bit of glitter as opposed to colour in the background. But that is it. I loved how this one turned out. It's super simple, but that's what you want, I think, when working with glitters like this, because you spend all your time placing them and holding them down and placing them and holding them down. So I think you want to keep the rest of the design as simple as possible and just focus on placing and applying those glitters. So as that is this design fully finished, I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'd love to know what you think of this design. Which one do you prefer? The first one I did on Tuesday, was it? Or this one? So please leave me any comments down below, and please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos, and make sure you check out the description box, because I will pop all the product links and details in there. It is all from the nail team, and don't forget, if you're shopping for any full price products, you can use my code Helen5 for 5% off. I have one more video using the glitters of the week coming on Sunday, and it is an extra special video and design for me. I will explain why in that video, so make sure you come back on Sunday to check that one out. But that is it for this video. Have a wonderful Friday night and wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mwah.